Yo guys, France is an unusual track with some pretty unconventional corners. You'll have to take some strange racing lines into corners, with a few having quite late apexes. Corners such as turns 11, 12 and 14 all have unusual routes through them. But the track as a whole is fun to race around. It's a circuit that doesn't have too much character, but can provide some good racing. There are a couple of long DRS straights that provide overtaking spots into turns 1 and 8. And the rest of the track comprises of a range of different types of corners. The first sector is very technical, while the last sector flows from corner to corner. This does make creating an ideal car setup a little bit of a compromise though. Starting with the aero setup, I've gone low downforce for Paul Ricard. The long straight means that if you add too much aero into your setup, you'll be a sitting duck for cars behind you. DRS is very powerful down the back straight, so optimising our downforce for it is important. Go for just 14 on the front wing and 20 on the rear. For the transmission, the flowing corners really benefit from a high on-throttle differential setup of 80. This allows your rear wheels to push you through the medium speed corners. Then keep your off-throttle diff low at 55, just like many of our other car setups. For the camber, I've set both front and rear camber towards the right hand side of the slider. Go for -2.6 on the front camber and -1.3 on the rear. This gives you a car that will be stable throughout all the corners around Paul Ricard. Then reduce your toe right down to 0.05 on the front and 0.2 on the rear. This will aid your straight line speed, helping us down that back straight. For the suspension, we're back to a conventional F122 suspension setup after our rather quirky Austrian setup. Go for 8 on both front suspension and anti-roll bars, then run a softer rear suspension and rear anti-roll bar of just 3. The brakes are set up with a 100% brake pressure and 50% brake bias, and I've cranked the tyre pressures right up for Paul Ricard. Tyre wear isn't too much of an issue thanks to the relatively new track surface, and the added responsiveness that you'll get from high pressures is more than welcome. Go for 24.8 on your front pressures and 22.5 on the rears. If your tyre setup values are different to these, just try to get the closest values you can to my setup. If they're different by 0.1, that really doesn't matter too much. But this car setup is a true compromise which is necessary around Paul Ricard. It's a track with a wide range of corner types and a few long straights all thrown into the mix. Focusing on one area more than the other will hurt you elsewhere on track. But let me know how you find this setup in the comments below, and please leave a comment as it really helps the YouTube algorithm, as will liking this video. You can also subscribe to our channel and hit that alert bell because I'll be releasing F122 content every day with new setup videos and how-to guides. But for now guys, I'll see you on track.